What's up, y'all? Shook here, back with another video on the Holy Paladin, doing some 3v3 with Plum on his Demon Hunter and Sorgal on his Elemental Shaman. This is the first time we have queued threes in about a month and a half, and this is also the first time ever that we have ran this comp. I will say we didn't do too great. I don't know whether that was just because of rust or what. But we dropped from like 2300 MMR to like 20. I think we ended at like 2170 or 2150. But we fluctuated around 2300 down to 2050, and then we would just kind of bounce around those ratings. It seemed like around 2200, like 2200 to 2400 is kind of where the wall was, where it just felt like if you're not running an absolute meta comp and playing really well, you weren't going to have success. But overall, I thought there were some fun games. I was trying Herald of the Sun and Lightsmith. This first one is against a turbo cleave. You can see the Holy Paladin kind of lagging quite a bit there. The Warrior's going to swap to me for a second because he doesn't like me trying to CC their Holy Paladin, and he is going to swap back. They are mainly focusing on shutting down Sorgal. I'm trying to get over here to the corner. I don't want to play super close to this enhancement shaman because his wind shear is on a semi-short cooldown, and his main goal is to kind of disrupt everything that I'm doing, whether that be with grounding or wind shear or whatever. So right here I'm going to go for the Hex. You can see the grounding does come down. The Paladin is going to go ahead and bubble to save his enhancement shaman. We get him to like 1%, and he is able to pick him up. And it looks like they are going to stabilize. They're going to turn around and burn Plum, and he's going to pop his blur. You can see how quickly they kind of chunked him there. I'm just kind of throwing in a few things. I juked with Searing Glare there, so I get the precog. Probably should have gone ahead and cast it again, but he does have grounding. I'm going to go ahead and sack Sorgal because they're doing a lot of damage to him. And here comes the Searing Glare. He does get the kick on me that time. Should have juked it again. I didn't realize his kick was already back up. Looks like Plum is getting a little bit of cleave damage out. He wants to come hodge me. He is going to get the hodge. I'm going to go ahead and trinket here. Might have been a little bit preemptive. Probably could have held trinket on that one because we did have darkness available. Trying to get the Searing Glare on both of them. You can see Sorgal getting a little bit of damage out here. He's doing a little bit of spread pressure. It looks like the Pally doesn't have too many cooldowns left. He is running that Lightsmith build, so he can kind of distribute his health with the Holy Armaments. And one thing that's kind of important when you're playing that Lightsmith build, and you can see him doing it, is you want to stay above a certain HP. It's actually good to do a little bit of cleave damage to the Holy Paladin too, so they don't benefit as much from that health distribution. So right here we get him dangerously low again. We get Die by the Sword from the Warrior, and you can see we are going to take down the Enhancement Shaman. So kind of a tough game, especially for this MMR. I think like 2200 to 2400 is kind of like the new high MMR. Like, it's crazy to me that most of the players that we were playing against in like the 2k to 2100 or 2k to 2200 were all like multi-glad players. It's just, I don't know, really deflated season, which, I said that last season, but it feels even more so this season. And I don't think Blizzard is really going to address it. I know they've said that they're going to, but I'm just going to have to wait and see. I'm not going to hold my breath on that one because I don't know what they could do to kind of fix this system that they put into place. So you can see right here, it looks like they are chunking Sorgal, so I'm going to go ahead and match with Wings. I'm going to hodge the Warrior since he was completely off Fear DR. Probably could have gone for the Repent on the Druid there, or at least tried to bait it a little bit. Looks like Sorgal is going to stun the Warrior. He's a little DR'd there. They're going to clone Plum back behind the corner. They really want to focus on Sorgal. And this was a really popular comp that we were seeing the entire time we were queuing. It's the Elemental Shaman, Warrior, and usually Arms Warrior, Healer. We did see a couple Fury Warriors, but more Arms than Fury. It's just a really popular comp right now. And it looks like the warrior is sitting in D stance. I'm going to go ahead and repent him. He cast his spell reflect. Looks like Plum's going to cage the druid. I'm going to go ahead and give Plum freedom after I dispelled him. I'm going to go over here, cast Tear's Deliverance. There's the grounding on Sorgal's damage. Looks like the shaman was trying to juke to get precog there. He has Stormkeeper up, so he's probably going to be doing a lot of burst here really soon. You can see here comes a little bit of the burst on Sorgal. I don't really have too much to match it. I can use Magic Bop and I have Lay on Hands, so those are kind of my two outs, but I want to not overlap it with Sorgal's defensive that he has rolling right now. There's Die by the Sword from the warrior. So honestly, the warrior could be a kill target, and you can see him also spear into that cyclone, which was really, really good for us. I think they were just kind of on separate pages. There's Sorgal's grounding, and it looks like they are trying to do a lot of burst damage right here. He does use that shield totem, the stone bulwark totem or whatever it's called, which gives him a pretty big shield, and he was kind of trying to pull them behind the pillar there. I am going to get cloned because I pushed out too far. I didn't have any real, meaningful CC there, so probably wasn't a great spot to push into. And it looks like we do turn and burn the warrior just almost immediately. Like I said, after he had popped that Die by the Sword and he was kind of playing aggressive, he's definitely a kill target if we can land like a full combo on him. So let's see, this next match is against a Windwalker Elemental Shaman. We didn't really see too many of these. And we're also seeing a lot of Resto Druids. I don't know, that's one thing that has changed in the month that I was gone, is there's a lot more Resto Druids. So right here, Sorgal is going to get cloned because he doesn't want me to be able to pick him up. So that's a good play by the Resto Druid. Clone low, and then they kind of swap. Looks like we are going to get Iron Bark, Tree Form, and Grounding Totem, which are all pretty decent for us to get, but we have used our Hand of Sacrifice, and we have regular bop available. Shaman does shear me immediately, so I kind of have to keep that in the back of my head. Okay, I need to juke pretty quickly because he's going to be one of those that doesn't wait for the cast end to kick. So sometimes you can use that to your advantage. I'm going to go ahead and use my Blessing Protection here. You can see me juke and get precog there, but I am able to pick up Sorgal. Going to go ahead and throw out that Judgment. I'm going to throw out the Greater Judgment onto the Shaman because I'm not super worried about the Monk killing Sorgal right now because he is hitting me. They do clone me low, and that is one spot where it actually probably wasn't good to clone me low because it takes off that healing reduction from the Monk, and then I'm able to use the Daybreak to kind of pick myself up. Looks like they're turning and trying to burn Sorgal. He's kind of getting a little dangerously low here. We may have to burn Lay on Hands if it gets too sketchy. Looks like he uses his Dwarf Racial. They do proc Save of the Light. There's his totem that gives him that Absorb Shield. So we're going to go ahead and hold Lay on Hands since we did use some other cooldowns there. They're trying to kind of just control Plum and not let him play the game. Looks like they do want to swap to me. I'm going to try and get away and just kind of get around the pillar. Going to try and juke here, and I'm just kind of trying to juke this cast and get precog, and I did get precog, and you can see he doesn't like that, so he's going to move back over and trying to hit Sorgal. I do have wings available, so I can kind of line that up with their next huge burst, and hopefully I won't have to use it before then. Sorgal does go ahead and use his wall, and it looks like he's getting quite a bit of pressure out. I think the Druid was trying to stealth earlier to maybe get a drink, because you can see he has my focus has been taken off. Need to reset my focus, but I think I was so kind of like tunnel visioned on making sure that Sorgal doesn't die. Looks like I was a little too far away from him to get the tether going. There's the tether, so now we're should be stabilized here for just a second. This is a little bit better damage. You can see Plum doing a ton of damage to that Windwalker. I'm going to hodge him, trying to help him get the kill while keeping Sorgal up when we do take down the Windwalker. So another kind of interesting game. Most of these matches, I will say, could have gone either way, and that's kind of crazy. It shows you kind of how deflated the season is. But hope you guys enjoyed these. If you are new here, be sure to drop a like. Be sure to subscribe. Helps me out a ton. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.